You'd think so from reading the newspapers over the course of the last 7, 8 years. I mean, there's been a very highly orchestrated attempt to portray Britain as a country in which there's a spiraling problem gambling epidemic and children are gambling left, right, and centre, and everything's advertised. Everything's advertised in gambling firms. I mean, it's just not true. This message I've been trying to rebut for some time without any success at all. But the statistics are really very clear. We started measuring problem gambling rates in 1999. They have not budged a bit in the 20-odd years since. We have relatively low rates of problem gambling in this country. It averages out about 0.5% of the population. So the vast, vast majority of people who gamble do not become problem gamblers. And we shouldn't confuse problem gambling with gambling addiction, by the way. Gambling addicts, however you might define that, they're a subset of the problem gamblers. The reality is most problem gamblers tend to be men aged between about 18 and 24 mostly, and they mostly grow out of it. But yes, you always have some level of people who get into trouble with gambling. As I say, mostly they get out of it by themselves, but some people need cognitive behavioral therapy or so on. But what doesn't work is just bringing in all sorts of different rules and regulations around it. If anything, it tends to drive it underground. There is absolutely no correlation, if you look worldwide, between very strict gambling laws and low rates of problem gambling. If anything, actually, you could say it's almost the reverse. Somewhere like China, for example, has very high rates of problem gambling, about 4%, and gambling is almost entirely banned there.